Hello and welcome to Zestology, the podcast all about energy, vitality and motivation. And I am Tony Wrighton, back in London, but was recently in LA. I met up with an old Zestology guest. She's not old, but she was on Zestology. It was Camilla Dallerup, who came on a few months ago. She was the Strictly winner who has now reinvented herself and is a meditation teacher in Los Angeles. And well, if you haven't heard that podcast, you might enjoy it. It was about 3 months ago. And when we were recording the podcast, we talked about the possibility of doing a return episode when I went over to LA. And that's what this podcast is. And it was quite fun the way we set it up, because we started off by recording a walking podcast. Now, this is the first time I've ever done this on Zestology, recording while we walk. It was an ambitious concept, and it's definitely partly worked. I'm not sure I'd say it's fully worked, because I was using a microphone that I didn't really know what I was doing with. So you'll hear a couple of little clicking noises on this podcast every once in a while. Sorry about that. I don't think it's too annoying, but well, if it is, I guess delete this episode and listen to the next one. And it's only part of the podcast as well. So first off, we recorded about 20 minutes or so walking along the beach in Santa Monica. And then, as promised when we recorded a few months ago, I went and took one of Camilla Dallerup's meditation classes. I was just so interested to see how she's using meditation in her daily life and how she has reinvented herself from a Strictly Come Dancing winner. Oh, if you're American, that's the equivalent to Dancing with the Stars. And is now teaching meditation. And there was all, as you'll hear later in this podcast, there was all sorts going on in that class. I'm not sure it was a great idea to record the end of this podcast straight after her meditation class, because I'm pretty sure I was out cold in her meditation class, and I don't think I made much sense afterwards. It'll be interesting to hear what you think, but I was definitely pretty woozy, and it was quite late at night after her meditation class as well. But anyhow, fantastic experience. The first part then of this podcast is Camilla and I walking along the beach in Santa Monica and, well, catching up again after a few months away. Well, we're recording.
Okay.
This is a proper experiment. I've never done this before.
Don't you just like that?
All of a sudden we're walking halk pace now. We can walk properly.
I know, should we walk
okay.
quickly, get all hot and bothered?
So I've never done a podcast where we're basically attached to each other with microphones.
Slightly odd.
It might completely not work, but it might. But we said we'd do this, didn't we? We said we'd record a podcast on a walk, which is why we've made it happen.
I don't know why we suggested it, but now we're committed.
Yeah.
Because that's who we are as people. We say we do something, we do it.
And we do it, yeah.
No matter how awkward or difficult.
Yeah.
We do it.
We do it, and we're doing it. If anyone walks in between us, we'll basically take their head off.
With
we've got
our
a
mics.
wire separating us. But it's really good to see you again.
And you.
Yeah.
And here we are.
In Santa Monica, this is...
one of my favourite places.
Oh, it's so great.
It
really is.
Do you know what? I came down here to watch the sunset yesterday. That does sound like a very amazing thing. But the thing is, when you move to LA, you think that you're going to do this sort of thing. This is so real, isn't it?
You get some characters as well, don't you?
You think you're going to just do this all the time, right? Go see the sunset and sit at the beach.
It's going to get dumber.
How?
It's wonderful. You can't buy that. You can't buy that kind of sound effect, can you?
However, what I just wanted to say is this. This is something that is obviously vital in my work, is when I was, I headed for a burnout at 35, and I realized that I wanted to have balance and create a life that was slightly more balanced for myself, which meant that I could go and actually have a look at the sunset once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's easy to recreate our patterns and just move those patterns with us as we move around the world or move around the city. So I just want to share this. I really have to I'm an athlete, right? In my heart, I suppose that was my upbringing, and I'm very good at working hard. So for me to actually say, I came down here yesterday to watch the sunset, I just want you to know that doesn't always happen, but it's something that I really schedule in and I make it happen. Because otherwise, like I mentioned to you a minute ago, why did I move here? If I can't schedule in having a walk at the beach, seeing the sunset. And this is just something that I think all of us have to be mindful of, because we're so plugged in and we're so working all the time. I said to a young girl the other day in one of my corporate classes, I said to her, do you switch off when you leave here? And she looked at me like I was sort of slightly mad. She said, no, I just keep on working when I get home. And I thought, wow, okay, this is what we're doing these days.
Well, we get normalised to our surroundings as well, don't we?
Right?
So like, I love London, but there'll be days in London where I just, sit at my desk and don't go outside because I'm, you're head down working. But here, I'm like smelling the sea, and I'm just loving the feel of the temperature of the air on my skin. And, all the kind of weird and wonderful people down here as well. You're noticing everything because it's new.
Yeah. But I try to treat that still after 4 years like it is new sometimes, and make sure that I schedule it in, because honestly, having balance is something I work at every day. It's not just something that happens. And when I say balance, it's like taking time to just be and to enjoy what is all around us. Let's just enjoy this. What is this cycle?
There's a guy going past us.
Very colourful.
A 3-wheeler bike with, lit up wheels, really. Nothing more than that, and the stereo on the back.
I think he's competing with the Santa Monica Pier wheel behind us in colours.
We should probably actually take a selfie at some point as well, just so people can see what's going on in the background. We'll do that on the way back.
Completely in the dark.
Yeah. So how's it going? Because obviously last time I saw you, your book was just coming out, and since then you've been on a tour, haven't you? In a tour of the UK,
yes.
Which it looked quite kind of ambitious. Talking of ambition and working hard, it looked quite ambitious, what you were trying to do with the tour.
Yeah, I think it was a goal of mine to put on these Reinvent Me workshops and a tour, and it was absolutely brilliant. I loved every minute. However, what I didn't talk about was the fact that I also had a farewell tour, and I officially retired from dancing. Although many people thought I had officially maybe done it, I hadn't really given back the dresses and said I have officially retired, and it feels really good. And you know what? I would like to share this. I've figured out finally, knowing this and teaching this, but actually doing it. When you say proper goodbye and close the door, actually full stop to something, is so freeing. And I think that the biggest learning is what I've learned from this, if people don't know, but I mean, I left Strictly Come Dancing almost 10 years ago, but it took me this long to actually say goodbye to my dear business partner, Ian Wade, and really put a full stop and send the dresses back and give the shoes away and give everything away, full stop. It feels so freeing. I feel like I've created space in my life again. So if anybody's thinking of saying goodbye to something, but they've got like what I call a little toe in the door still,
right?
I can just say, it feels amazing once you do it, and it creates space for new things and opportunities to come your way. And so I feel just liberated right now.
Yeah, that's
like
actually very true. Yeah. Well, I guess when people do start a new endeavour, they often, as you say, keep a toe in the door on the old endeavour, often because it paid better,
of course,
and they can go and do a day of work freelance or whatever it might be,
of
or
course.
It's a safety blanket.
And me too.
Yeah.
Totally guilty of that. And I think it was wise in some ways because it taught me lots of things. And we were lucky enough to create an inspirational tour where we brought people along with us and shared the spotlights, and they've grown from that experience. But however, it was just the freedom that I felt when I really said I have retired. And when people ask me now, do you still dance, I can freely say no.
No, but I will go on It Takes Two strictly every once in a while and talk, but just not dance.
No. Feels really good.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
so,
that's awesome.
I can only recommend.
So you feel liberated, but tell me about the events themselves, because do you think out here, I was just telling you, we've been in New York and I went to a meditation studio there.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've ever been to a meditation studio. Time number 2 is going to be in an hour's time at your. Do you want to turn around?
Yeah.
You can
say that again.
Sorry. Time number 2 is going to be at your studio in less than an hour, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yes.
Your meditation class.
Yes.
That's going to be the second time I go to a studio. But do you think there's a thirst for this more in the UK now as well? Because obviously we don't have meditation studios in the UK.
Yes, absolutely. I was since I moved here, I think over the years I've seen a little bit of resistance when I came home, and people a little doubtful of, oh, how does this stuff work?
Could you smell that?
Yeah.
By the way, just then?
Whoa.
That's what they call here the green doctor.
I never knew the smell of that stuff till I moved here, but it's everywhere around.
Well, it's
here.
legal here, isn't it?
Whew, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just admiring that. The pier is so beautiful for me. I felt there was a real openness. The people that came to the workshops really wanted to learn the tools of NLP, and they wanted to do the visualizations, and actually those were the ones that really came and thanked me for after.
Oh, that's awesome.
They were curious about the hypnosis, and I mean the stories I've had back from people reading the book, Reinvent Me, it's just been really heartwarming. I mean, that's all I ever wanted the book to do, was to serve people through a time of feeling stuck or lost or overwhelmed, and it's been, it's much bigger than me. You know, it's on its own journey, and so I really, really enjoyed those workshops. And you know, I realized that I think dancing was a tool for me to connect with an audience, but really all I ever wanted to do was connect in the way that I'm connecting now, through words.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
So it was a big detour, but it brought me to where I'm supposed to be, I suppose.
I've thought a lot on this trip about the different ways that one can meditate.
Yeah.
And not just your conventional actually sitting and meditating, but being on holiday, you have plenty more time just to do the things that you like doing.
Yeah.
And that includes obviously working out, but also something that I'm into, and my girlfriend Faith's into as well now, is chess. And it's funny because I can be really tired and sit down and have a game of chess, and I'm totally energized afterwards. And I think it's just because of that sole focus on one thing to the exclusion of all other.
Yeah. Whether that's cooking or walking or playing chess, doesn't matter.
Our brains are really meant to do that, aren't they?
Very much so. And that's why I think it's sort of, do you ever get like a board game out of Christmas with your family or? Yeah, but that sort of being together about the one thing and forgetting time just for a while, completely forgetting what goes on around, that really is a mindful experience.
Yeah, although board games can sometimes end in tears.
Can make the whole family fall out. I know.
As can chess. We almost did fall out over a game of chess when we were in Texas.
I actually have never gotten into chess, but maybe I should.
I think it's great, yeah. I mean, it plays to all my kind of geeky tendencies and passions, so I do like it.
I think my husband may get quite competitive.
Yeah, that's definitely my problem. So tell me about the class we're coming to tonight and the studio we're coming to. It's a dedicated meditation studio here in Santa Monica. Yeah,
so Unplug Meditation started about 3.5 years ago, and it was the first meditation only studio in the world where there was nothing else but meditation on the schedule. So it's like coming to the gym, but it's like a mind gym. And you have every type of meditation you can imagine, from mindfulness to aromatherapy, to crystals, to mantra. Literally mention it and it's part of it. And the guided imagery as well. And so tonight, and this is interesting because when I first joined the studio, I actually just popped down there to write an article about it and just walked in and thought, I never want to leave this place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just felt like I want to stay here. And I literally just said to the owner, I want to teach here. And she's like, join the line, join the queue, because everybody wants to teach here. So anyway, a few months later, I started teaching there. And then the funny thing is that I was doing guided imagery, which is sort of comes from the hypnosis part. So a lot of visualization and relaxation techniques, and some mindfulness, but I never thought I'd be teaching with crystals.
Yeah,
and
that's what we're doing tonight.
Yeah, I denied it for a long time, and I had done a Reiki course, and I was really into aromatherapy, but I really denied the crystals. And the boss down there, Susie Yalov, who's an awesome woman, kept asking me to teach the crystals because she knew I had a passion for it, like privately. And I was like, no, it's too woo-woo for me, I'm not interested. Anyway, she asked me so many times, and in the end she asked if I wanted to go on a course and study the Reiki, the crystals and aromatherapy all together. And I just surrendered, and I thought, you know what, I'm clearly meant to do this. I'm clearly meant to add it onto my kind of CV, if you wish.
Yeah.
You know, and here we are a few years later.
Oh, good. Well, that's why I booked onto it. I wanted to do the most woo-woo sounding thing
Right?
possible.
What do you think? No, honestly, do you think that's a bit woo-woo, Camilla?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do, which is why I wanted to do it.
I love it.
Like Reiki Crystals. It's not really Sky Sports, is it?
It's
Which
not
is why I
really.
wanted to
It's
come.
not really.
Which is why I wanted to come. I've got an open mind. Can't say fairer than that.
That's all you need. And you know what? The funny thing is that this is the sentence I get a lot. I don't really believe in crystals, but it's really relaxing in that class.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, my husband is very non-woo-woo, but if he gets a bit of a sort of cold or whatever, he will say, just put the crystals on, do you mind?
Oh, really?
So, but apparently he doesn't believe in it. But it makes him feel like everything clears. So, there we are. I don't know what to say.
Well, I like to think of myself as skeptical but open-minded.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
fine.
think that's probably going to be a good way to be. And do you know what? I'm sure that whatever happens, I will feel relaxed. Given the chance, I'll probably fall asleep.
If you snore, I'm gonna have to wake you up.
Yeah, that's fine. I
And
probably
you know what?
just to warn you, I will.
Good, okay. I'll say this, each to their own. I don't push anything on anybody, but I have seen too many things now to not believe that they have some sort of energy that maybe just helps you to connect deeper with yourself or whatever it is. There's something that I can't describe. So yeah, you can make your own choice.
Yeah, well, no, I'm very open-minded. I do know that I snore though because I use this app called Sleep Cycle. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
It tells you how deep you sleep, but it also records your snoring, so you can listen back to it in the morning. I'm obsessed with it. It's great.
Oh gosh.
I make a real racket. It's brilliant.
Oh no, does your girlfriend kick you? I would.
She doesn't seem to mind that much,
Really?
which is great.
No, if you do that in class, I'm gonna have to wake you up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, it's not so social in class. And then, I mean, I guess what we should do is record a little bit afterwards.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
really
tell you.
curious to see what you think.
Yeah. I'm
Is there
very
anything
excited.
specific you'd like to work on today?
Hang on, let's just navigate this with the microphone. There we go. Is there anything specific?
We need to get a selfie as well.
I mean, I feel pretty chill. I've had a great holiday and a really great weekend. We were at this conference in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Which was there's a
Sounds
lot of chance for socialising and reflection and everything else. So I guess I didn't sleep that well last night. So you know, it was nice to have a bit more.
Was there any reason for that?
Well, I know you guys have been dabbling with dodgy mussels. I think I might have had something similar, but not a mussel yesterday.
Oh,
so yeah, it wasn't too bad. But
Okay.
Are we
Should
heading
we get
back
a
up to the
photo
road?
here, do you think?
what's that?
Should we get a photo with that in the background?
Oh yeah, good idea. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Right, we're pausing.
I can do it on mine if you want.
Oh yeah.
Should I
We
do
can
that?
carry on recording. This is literally
Hello.
as we go. So now we're taking a photo of Santa Monica Boulevard, just so people can see where we actually are.
Is it going to blow out because of the light behind
Yeah.
it? Is that right?
I'm happy with that.
Can you see
Are
that? Is
you
that
happy
right?
with
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
That's good.
he feels better clearly because he's just ordered that online.
Your husband feels better?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Oh, so. Yeah,
Right,
we're
I think what we do now is we're walking up to the main road.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I do find, just before we stop recording, is not that meditative about LA, is the fact that it's just roads everywhere, aren't there? And it's very hard to get anywhere without a car.
Yeah.
And there is incredible nature, because I saw it yesterday in Pasadena. We
Yeah.
went for a hike in the mountains, but sometimes it's quite hard to find.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose you're right. And there are roads everywhere. But then the weirdest thing is you can literally just go like left off a main road, up the hill, and you're like overlooking the city. And you forget, they're so quiet up there.
Yeah.
That you forget that there's all those roads and the busyness.
Yeah.
It's like extremes all together.
I think what it is more is the fact that it's just the sheer scale of the USA. So
it's
basically right now we're in a beach resort, we're in Santa Monica,
I know.
and yet we're walking over what is
I know.
like the M25.
I know, it's true.
It is, isn't
no,
it?
you're right. But isn't that just LA though? I think it is an extreme place. I think you have extremes of everything here.
Yeah.
That for me sums it up perfectly.
And do you find that you do spend a lot more time, you mentioned the hiking and the walking, do you spend a lot more time outside than you used to?
Yes.
Do you?
Gosh. You know, just being we were at a wedding on Saturday and we were outside the entire time. And it just was wonderful conversation. I don't know if it was just being outside. It was just great. And when we came home, we just said, how lovely was that to spend a whole day outside, you know, and you can plan it. That's the thing. And on Sundays, we often just go sit by the beach and read a book.
I love it. The warmth on my skin, the roar of the motorway underneath me. It's what I'm joking.
But also, no, but people also very much here stay in their own neighborhoods. That's really very different than London, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I never did that when I was in England. In London, I just went everywhere.
Yeah.
You come to South London, North London, whatever. I don't know. Do you stay in your neighborhood all the time?
It's funny you say that though, because I was chatting to someone early on, and I was talking about a Kundalini class that takes place in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm not going to do the accent. She said,
did I tell you about that one, or did you already know about
I'd been before. I'd been on my last trip.
Yeah.
It's crazy there. I actually recorded there.
Amazing.
With a mate of mine, yeah. And
in
she
the
said,
karate
you know
studio,
what?
Right? That one.
I can't remember. The main woman is called Tej, who takes it.
Yeah. She teaches at the Den too. Yeah.
She's incredible, isn't she?
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, if anyone gets a chance to go to that, it is the most wild and wonderful thing. But she's so real.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, this woman I was talking to said, like, you know, I don't leave Venice Beach.
Oh, what?
I just stay down. I don't leave Venice Beach. I don't get over to that side of town to do that kind of thing.
So 2 of my clients said that to me today. We don't leave Santa Monica. And that's what they do. They go to work here, they come home, and I kind of get it. I'm getting a little bit like that. I've actually just cancelled a few of my classes and just made sure that I've made my life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I literally have just done it. I was like, sorry, I can't do it. It means 3 hours extra in traffic, sorry.
Right, yeah, because you're turning down good money, but it's just so liberating for your life.
I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're listening to this and in terms of being inspired by getting outdoors, you'll do it, but not everyone has weather like LA, but there you go. You just got to make use of the good days, haven't you?
Do you know what? When I was home, it's funny you said that. When I just was home touring, right? I was at my mother-in-law's house.
You call home the UK, even though this is really your home.
Well,
now.
now this is home. Sorry, back in the UK. Yeah. That will always have a special place in my heart. But I was sort of felt claustrophobic or whatever, like indoors all the time. And I said to my parents-in-law, I'm like, I'm going for a walk. I just walked around the village. Because I'm so used to getting out every day, like 3-4 times a day with the dogs even.
Yeah.
In my breaks, I'm like out with my dogs.
Yeah.
And suddenly I hadn't been out walking. I felt like, when I got up to, like, we went to Cromer and places like that, I was out walking along the seafront. It was beautiful.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's pause recording.
Let's pause.
I've no idea how this sounds. It might be usable, it might not, but it's been fun.
We'll see.
Fun recording.
We've had a nice walk.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to your class. So that is part 1 of this podcast with Camilla Dallerup. Now, after we recorded this bit, we got in her car, and you can't walk anywhere in LA, as you know, which is a bit of a shame, actually. And as we mentioned in this podcast, it's lovely to hike, but it's just a shame that you can't get public transport around the place. Anyway, that's a topic for another time. After this podcast, after this part of the podcast, we got in her car and we went up to Santa Monica and Wilshire Boulevard, which is where her studio is, and I took her class. And then I got my recording gear out again and we recorded a little bit more. Now, I don't know if this was a good idea. You tell me when you listen to this. I think I was pretty out of it. It was such a wonderfully relaxing class, and straight afterwards, this is what we recorded. Okay, you good? Yeah, I'm in no fit state to be recording a podcast now. That was nice. It was really good.
This specific class, because it's 9 p.m, has got a really special vibe too.
Yeah.
Like, I got asked to do a Tuesday morning about a year ago or something, and then I was asked if I wanted to let this class go, and I said I can't, because there's something really unique about coming here and doing this class and then going straight to sleep, which is why I try to just say good night at the end, right? You just want to go to bed now, right?
Yeah. I mean, really, I don't know where I am now.
Exactly.
You know, it's one of the first things I noticed was it was absolutely packed. They were queuing around the block for this. I expected it would basically be me and a couple of my mates that I brought, and that was it. And it was packed. Can't imagine that in London.
Do you know what? Give it a few years.
Yeah.
I can imagine this in London. I am already imagining it, actually. I can feel it. It's coming. There's a need. There's definitely a need.
You've got very down-to-earth, nice manner about you, which isn't too hippy-dippy, which, considering the subject matter, I think is quite important.
That's good. Well, I suppose that's why I was resistant to work with crystals, because I do feel I'm sort of straight down, you know, coaching and NLP and hypnosis and nothing too woo-woo, but at the end of the day, we're all energy, right?
Yeah.
So...
Just laughing, there was one bit when you said something which I recognised very NLP-wise. I think it was something like, just imagine if, and then whatever.
And there you went off to imagine it.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I went in pretty deep. I just think I've got the kind of mind that suits meditation very well, because it's like alive all the time. Even in that, I was like, you know, floating around from subject to subject, and that's why it probably suits me so well to meditate.
What did you think about the sound bowls?
I loved it. Did you like that? Yeah, so it's a kind of mixture between a meditation, we've all got a crystal, and there's a bit of a gong bath in there as well.
I don't have the big gong yet, but I have the bowls, yeah. Sometimes we do have gongs here, but not today.
Wow.
Are you here this week? Are you here to be able to do a sound bath tomorrow at 12? Or
yeah, potentially. Oh, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I've got something else crazy booked in for tomorrow at 12, but potentially.
Or Thursday at 9 p.m, because the guy is
could do that.
Seriously unique.
Really?
Yes. Seriously.
And he uses these ones?
He has different level. We're talking like VIP sound bowls.
Wow.
$2,000, $3,000 each.
Really?
Like amazing. The sound is unbelievable. He has a crystal didgeridoo that he plays above your head and it vibrates through your entire body. You feel like you've had the best massage in your life when you leave. It's like your whole body aligns.
I feel like some people are switching off at crystal didgeridoo.
I'll try it.
I think I'd love it. I know I do.
Is that too woo-woo now?
Yeah, no. Well, no, it's not.
There's actually science to it.
As I said before,
there's actually science to it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And he'll tell you all about that.
Because it resonates. It's not only the sound; it resonates through the whole body.
Exactly. If you put the water in the bowl and you play it, it will vibrate, right? Well, we are mostly water.
How are you making the noise? Can you show me?
Yeah. I'll just turn this down.
So this was what you played during the class. Resonates at such a deep, it gets inside the brain, doesn't it?
Yeah. You can play that very close to your face. You feel it all the way through your body.
Oh, because you're holding it right next to me now. Okay.
Isn't it?
Yeah, right there in front of me.
Try to deny that.
Yeah. You
know, I mean, everybody can judge for themselves, you know, what they think. But I definitely never thought I'd be playing a sound ball. Never, ever, honestly.
Yeah.
If you told me that 10 years ago, we're going, okay, all right, dear.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. No.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, why not?
That was really not. I really like that. So this guy that comes in.
He actually was. There's something called rolfing. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I have heard of it. Yeah.
Have you had rolfing? He used to be a rolfer.
Yeah,
right?
it's like it's alignment, isn't
yes.
it?
So he basically believes that with the sound, he can help people align their bodies better with the sound than with the rolfing. Because, like I said about how we're mainly water, right? So if the water is going to vibrate like that in a bowl, well, of course it's going to do it in the body. So when I come home and I'm like super jet lag, whatever, just been traveling, I'm straight in on the sound bath, and I leave and I'm just like, hello, I'm back. It's the best. It just resets the body. And I can't even believe I'm saying this. So if people are listening and going, okay, Camilla, now this is, I'm Me too. I was so skeptical. I was so scared of going to a sound bath. I was like, no. I'm never going to enjoy that. That's just no.
Oh, well, I always think the nice thing about this podcast is that it just introduces people to concepts that they might not have considered before. You don't have to do it all, but you might. And there will be some people who will do this for the first time and love it. And then there'll be some people who won't, and that's fine.
Each to their own. But I always say just try different types of meditation, because meditation doesn't just have to be sit in stillness. It can be a sound bath where you're tuning into the vibration and the sound current. Maybe that's more interesting for you than sitting still. Just, focusing on your own breath, whatever works for people.
I'm going to go home and sleep now.
You're going to buy a crystal before you go?
I'm just going to go home and sleep. That's it.
You're going to sleep so well tonight.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's been great to see you again.
And you.
Yeah.
I wonder what we'll do on the next podcast. I feel a new book might be written next year.
I think we need to record you doing a gong bath for half an hour.
I don't know about actually ever do that. Famous last words.
Yeah. It's great to see you again. It's great to see you
Come
in
back
your
soon.
environment and see how much you're loving it here in this
Love
city
it.
as well. Yeah.
What's not to love, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what? The people who were here tonight just left a little bit more relaxed than when they arrived.
They did.
And that serves a purpose for everybody, right?
Well, I came with a few friends and I saw them all float out. So
we walk in and we float out.
Yeah. I hope it's worked with this new microphone technique.
I know, I hope so too.
Beach. I really do. But listen, it's been great to see you again.
If not, you have to just come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So there you go. Was I a little bit woozy there? A little bit chilled out? Maybe that's the power of a meditation class. Good advert for doing more of that, I reckon. And as I'm back in London, I have been kind of reflecting that London, and I think the UK, although I'm not certain about this, does not have one dedicated meditation studio. They're all over it in LA and New York and all around the States. But in the UK at the moment, we don't have meditation studios. I wonder if that is something that will change over the next few years. Because it was nice, and it was absolutely packed in there as well. Camilla's book about reinventing herself and reinventing yourself as well is fantastic. Definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend her meditation downloads as well. And meditation in general, actually. I do it pretty much every day now, and on the days I don't, I do notice a certain irritability that I don't have on the days I meditate. So that in itself is a reason to do it. That is it for Zestology. As always, would be very grateful if you would share it, write a review, and join the Zestology book club. And I've got more of these podcasts that I recorded in LA, so it was great recording stuff on the scene, and I really like doing them in person rather than on Skype if possible. Nearly all of them are in person from now on, so that's pretty awesome. Loved being in LA, not just because it was the biohacking conference, but because you get a chance to meet with people like Camilla and other inspiring people too. So I hope you find them inspiring as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with my woozy ramblings after my meditation class, and I'll see you next time.